would like to thank the following sponsors and partners. The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts, guests and producers. They do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone! Hello mga kaganap! Welcome back to our digital tandem with John and Bench. We have another exciting episode because we have a lovely guest from London, UK. She is Best Reality TV Actress, Best Host, Best Female Presenter, Female Role Model of the Year, winner of Best Reality TV Personality, Most Inspirational Women, Star Award winner for Extraordinary Women, Best Charity Supporter, and a lot more.
Yes, our favorite destination now is London. And we're so happy to have our guest for tonight, the gorgeous and beautiful Miss Deborah J. Kelly. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Miss Deborah.
Welcome, Wonderful Ganap TV. Hi, Miss Deborah. Can you introduce yourself?
Thank you so much. What a lovely introduction. And thank you to Bench and thank you to John. It's an honor to speak to you this evening and a real pleasure. So yes, I'm Deborah J. Kelly. I've been in the industry for a long time, probably too long to mention because it gives my age away. But yes, I am a fashion presenter, a red carpet host, an author. I've done quite a lot in my life actually, but anyway, it's great to speak to you.
We're so honored that you graced our show here in Ganap TV in the Philippines.
Yeah. And we are excited to know a lot of things about you because you are also doing a lot. So let's start. Yeah. So, Miss Deborah, so what keeps you? My first question is, what keeps you busy during the pandemic?
Very good question, Bench, because it's been such a difficult time for all of us. And it's something which I think no one ever thought was going to happen. You know, it was almost something out of a fiction movie which we watched, but it became our reality. And it's been, I mean, I haven't been able to be physically on a stage since before last March, which was when, of course, they announced, you know, that COVID was out and about, and, you know, there were different lockdown measures. So it's been very difficult. The fashion industry, of course, the fashion designers, the photographers, everybody involved in that. And of course, everybody in life. I mean, we've all had to adapt to things that are different. You know, I'm speaking to you now, and it's amazing because I'm speaking to you and you're in the Philippines, I'm in the UK. And so technology has allowed us to be able to keep doing what we need to do in terms of working and fashion, but it's all gone virtual for obvious reasons because we can't meet each other. But I think, you know, it's been such an incredibly difficult time, and during that period of time, I wanted to stay positive and to try to bring about something where we could safely get together. As you know, it's very difficult. They change the lockdown measures all the time. So, you know, sometimes 6 people can meet in a outdoor location and then only 2 people, and it's changed. And I've tried to embrace that and to bring people that I've worked with for, well, I've been in the industry since I was 17, I'm 54 now. So it's something that I feel very, very sort of, I have a compassion about it. And so I managed to do some shoots, theme shoots, where I brought together lots of models, presenters, designers, photographers, and I did it in COVID or in accordance with COVID restrictions, which was very difficult. But I wanted to do something really positive that could come out of fashion during lockdown. And that very much was Model Diaries UK. It's been commissioned for 7-part series. I've just launched the first one. It went to #1 bestseller in the first week. So yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of the success of it, but I'm also proud that I was able to bring together, you know, people who again haven't been able to do anything. You know, they've been stuck in their houses, as have I, since more or less last year. And you know, you sort of tend to forget who you are. So I wanted to bring everybody together, just to remember, you know, that inspiration that we had on the stage.
Exactly. So the pandemic doesn't stop you from doing what you want. And I think you were able to push it to the limits, right? So I think that would be a nice advocacy at this time, that you can still work, you know, despite of we're all locked down in our own places, but we were able to come up with our own ideas and creativity and innovations. So it doesn't stop us. If once you're a creative person, it will come out in you, right? So I want to know, like, Deborah. So like, you have wrote 7 books. I think you have published 7 books, and you said that it has been successfully launched. Now, do you have any other plans of doing more books in the future? And what are those books that you came up about?
Very good question. Thank you, Don. I always wrote books, sometimes under pseudonyms. And it was a natural progression for me. I have a beauty school. It was launched in 2003, and it's on the television quite a lot. So they've always taken an interest in us because, as I say, I've been in television really since I was 17. So I've got a lot of contacts. And from that, I thought, right, I'm going to write some educational books. And I published them, I self-published them on Amazon.
Oh, so most of your books, yeah, so most of your books are online, are available on Amazon. Is it right?
Yes. So they really go in line with the courses that we do. So they are the educational manual that a student would have to know everything that they need to know about a course. And from there, I wrote another 2 books that they're waiting to be published. Actually, it's a completely different subject. Actually, it's about cryptocurrency fraud and the whole kind of dating. The dating apps now. So much fraudulent activity. Something completely different, but very newsworthy. And that's where I am. That's where I sit. So my past was journalism and not in fashion. I came into fashion a lot later in my life. So I mean, the Model Diaries, I was kind of thinking about it for, I don't know, maybe a year or so. And then when lockdown happened, I thought, well, there's no excuse. I have no reason not to sit down and write a book because I can't do anything else. So that's when I decided to actually launch the Model Diaries. And I think it was the perfect time to actually launch it because it talks about COVID. It talks about racial prejudice and how we are embracing culture. And that's what I wanted to make the statement about. There was riots. There was so much going on last year, here. And so I wanted to bring everybody together to say, there's a lot of negative media. For some reason, media like to be negative. But I want to be positive. I want to put positive media out there, right? I mean, do people want to? I'm sure they want to hear positive things.
Okay, so that's so nice, no?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned a while ago that you came up with your fashion on the latter years of your life. So how come that you get interested in fashion, modeling?
Mm-hmm. I think pageant also.
Pageant.
You've been also into pageant, right?
And how come that you only do it on the latter years of your life rather than while you're still young?
John, it's not too late.
Nothing is too late yet.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like some started very young, but you just had that passion, only found out this time.
Such a good question. I'm so passionate about what you said because you've really kind of like cut to the chase for where I am in the industry. So thank you so much for that. Growing up, I really was always in the kind of forefront of things. So when I was 8, I was in a jazz band, and I appeared quite a lot on lots of shows that you won't know. But we had this iconic show back in the 80s called Top of the Pops, and I was in that, and I appeared in so many different things. We had some competitions. They were quite big ones at the time, talent competitions, and I won them. So I've always been used to walking on a stage in front of everybody. It doesn't mean I don't get nervous, but I don't know, it's a strange thing to explain. It's almost like I feel at home, and I feel like I'm in front of a family. When I talk to them, I want to relate to every single person that is standing there. So anyway, so I did you know, quite a lot of modelling, but I was a very driven journalist. I launched lots of national magazines, international, like, TV stations. I was responsible for so many, I can't even, you know, it's too many to mention. But then I got ill, actually, and very sick. And I was covered in a rash. They never knew what it was. It was terrible. I used to have to bandage myself. And so I think from 30s to 40s, I wrote off my whole dream of being, it wasn't necessarily modeling, it was just being out there and communicating with people and relating to people and speaking, you know. And so yeah, so I felt like I was making up for lost time, because at the age of about 42, 43, I started to get better. And I realized that so much of my dreams had been put to the background because of the illness. And then I thought, do you know what, now I'm going to do it. And I thought, well, am I too old? Because I really made my name. You know, it takes a long time in the industry to make your name. I mean, I've been out there since I was 17, but with the advent of social media, there was never social media before. So people that now are on social media have no idea how long I've been in the industry. And that's quite important to say, because we didn't have the publicity that we have now. But I was doing things for a long time. So I think maybe that my success came late 40s, early 50s. And because of that, obviously, I want to promote older women on the catwalk, on the stage. And we are limited, you know, even now, you get lots of different possibilities, but they all want women that say are under 30. And I don't know why, you know, I want to change that. I want to challenge that. And the Model Diaries was part of that challenge. It encouraged women and men of every age, every culture, every creed, integrating together to tell their stories. And that's what I wanted to do. My main focus, number one, is cultural integration. You know, we all have the same heart. We all have the same soul. You know, that's what defines us. It's nothing about our colour. You know, so that's sort of where my passion is. And my passion also is for women and for men to still feel like they are wonderful human beings when they hit 50, because lots of people feel forgotten then. You know, they've spent their whole lives bringing up children. They've been a wife, they've been a father, they've been a grandfather, they've been a, you know, all of these things. And, you know, all of a sudden you hit your 50s and you think, oh, all my children have left home now. You know, who am I? You know, what didn't I do when I was younger that I now want to do? So that's where I stand in the industry.
I really love it.
Very
You know,
good.
yeah.
Very
Yeah, because
well
when you
said.
get, yeah, when you get older, it doesn't mean that you have to stop everything. So it means there's still things to do when you reach the age of 50, 60. Yeah, just like you, Miss Deborah, you can still do the fashion modeling, pageant. So because you know, when you reach like 30 or 40, that's the time that you were focused on your, like, your kids, your family. So you know,
Right.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I won a pageant. I mean, I've not really been into pageants. You know, I was a real kind of, my background was journalism. And, you know, I had this very kind of route that I was following to do with journalism that didn't include beauty pageants. And I'm actually the Ms. Classic Wow, which I won at 54. And then I won another one before at 50. But what made me sort of change that was to try to make a statement in the industry And in order to make that statement, I had to achieve. So I can't say, look, you know, women of 50 are beautiful. That is a statement, but to actually win a pageant, then you're saying, look, you know, here we are. People are still being identified, they're still being crowned, and, you know, they can still be a beauty queen, whatever age they happen to be. I mean, there's an iconic model who I love. I won't name her, but she's 80 and she does a lot for Vogue and she's still on the catwalk. She's 80 years old and she teaches a lot of things to younger women about her experience and her knowledge. And this is what's important about older women. You know, we can be, you know, we can be really good guides for younger women that are inspiring, you know, to become or to go into the industry.
Yeah, I think we should be thankful on the Wow pageant, the organizer, that, you know, giving the platform for the, you know, older women and men to join in this pageant, so that there is a way where they can showcase that despite that underage, they can still capable of doing something that is more what I mean here is more productive, more intellectual, because they're more experienced, right?
Yeah, it's, as I say, I mean, I think I've come across this a lot in the industry. You know, it is about age. It's about age and it's about the size that you are. You know, are you really skinny? But the majority of women and men are not skinny, but they buy fashion. So I don't understand why we have this culture of having to have a young, skinny woman. I'm not insulting them because they're wonderful. Young, skinny women are beautiful. But there's a lot of women that aren't like that. But they still buy the fashion. So I can't understand why you wouldn't have different people on the catwalk where, you know, every woman can look and every man and say, oh, I can see myself wearing that. So
Yeah.
this, you know, this is quite a fundamental issue. I have no idea if I'm even going to change it, but I'm going to try.
Yeah. For me,
I agree with you.
For me, Miss Deborah and John, I think uh, in fashion, I think there's no the body size is not an issue
An
because
issue.
we are all wearing clothes. So yeah, everyone can do the catwalk, right?
And now fashion is diversity.
Hmm.
So which means that everyone can walk in the runway. So it's not just only the model, but
Yeah.
everyone have the opportunity to really walk on the runway. So I think those um, um, uh, fashion shows who showcase the different sizes of women, really appreciate them because they're giving them opportunity. Because like
Opportunity.
me,
Hmm.
I'd love to have those ladies in different sizes, in different ages, because they would see themselves, like if I'm an audience and I see myself and at my age, oh, that if that clothes fit him or her, so that would fit me as well, because
Yeah.
we have the
Hmm.
same age, we have the same body and structure. Unlike if I saw them in a skinny model, then you know, I don't want, you know, to waste my time watching them because I cannot even relate to their sizes, right?
Yeah. And that is one thing that happening right now, John, because one time I saw a billboard. It's a plus size women wearing a famous brand. So I think it changes now. The outlook, the way we treat people. So it's time for us to, to see the reality that everyone can wear clothes. Yeah.
We really need to wake up and, you know, it's having spent such a long time in the fashion industry, every time a designer displays their fashion, you know, on the catwalk, they are size 0 to size 8. You know, these women are very, very small. And don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I was really quite skinny. You know, I actually suffered an eating disorder because I think, you know, this is a whole new story. But, you know, so many women now are pressurized to feel like they have to be like, you know, it's always been this way. They feel like they have to fit into this, you know, this glamorous, whatever it is, the model that they see on the catwalk and they see in social media. But, you know, that it really isn't the reality. And this is why, you know, so many plastic surgeons, you know, all of this, the surge of all of this over the years, because women now can just go and have whatever they want done to their bodies. But it's a shame that we've had to get there. You know, it's a shame that the catwalk didn't embrace, or hadn't over the past years, embraced, you know, the bigger woman, the older woman, the big boobed woman, because of course, if you're wearing a size 0 to 8, you would be like a clothes horse, we call it, completely flat. You wouldn't have any shape because these dresses are, you know, they're tiny. And I think it's very hard to relate and to, you know, to look at somebody and say, well, okay, I'm going to look good in that, because it's going to make you critical. You know, you're going to look and you'll go, well, actually, you know, I'm too fat for that, or I've got a big bum, or I've got my boobs are too big. And, you know, this is the whole thing about the industry, and it has changed over the years. You know, we've got a lot of plus size now. We've got plus size pageants. We've got plus size models. I've been involved quite a lot in some charity fashion shows where they've had disabled people. They've had, like, you know, the tiny, the dwarf models, and they've integrated all of this, and I love it. And, you know, they had someone in a wheelchair, and this is very much because why should we exclude all of these people? You know, these people buy fashion, and they're human beings. So I think we still have a long way to go, and I don't think that social media is helping it. You know, like Instagram, and, you know, you look at your iconic women on Instagram and you want to be like them. You know, and my nose is too big, and my lips aren't big enough, my you know, boobs aren't big enough, and now I can go and have that done, you see. So before, in my day, you couldn't have anything done. Everything I have is real, but if I wanted something fake now, I could just book it and go. So yeah.
But I have a question. Are you in favor of what do you call that? Enhancement. Enhancement.
Am I? Of course. The thing is, you know, if you're safe and if you're realistic about something. Now, I haven't had anything done, but I would quite like to have something done to my neck. I would, you know, but the actual fear of it outweighs having it done, because it's not so bad that I'm that desperate. But I think that the problem that we have now, I run the Angel Academy of Teaching and Training. It's a beauty school. And over the years, we founded it in 2003. And over the years, the difference for young girls is disturbing. And I mean, how can I even tell you? The girls that come now, it's quite natural for them to have had fillers. It's natural for them as a young girl to have had Botox. It's natural for them to have had lip fillers. They've all got breast implants. And you have to look at what pressure now women and men in society feel like they are under, but also that all of this is available for them, so they can literally just go and get anything. You know, there's another one which a lot of my students have, which is the Brazilian butt lift. You know, where they have the Brazilian bottom, right? That's another one that so many of my students come in, and, you know, it's dangerous. They could actually, the Brazilian butt lift, lots of people were dying from it. So I think we need to be realistic, and we need to realise the pressure that young girls and boys are under these days to feel like they fit in.
Also in favor of Photoshop and filter.
You are in hot seat.
because that's cheaper. That's a
That's why I
cheaper
don't like
one.
this. I can't
That's-
Photoshop myself.
That's cheaper than
That's
doing.
cheaper than
You know
enhancement.
what?
Yeah.
That's cheaper.
It's wonderful, isn't it? Because you can, and again, there's always good and bad in everything. I like to see the positive in it. And yeah, we all want to look our best, don't we? None of us want to look like we're wrinkly and sagging and all of this business. So Photoshop is fantastic. You just do a little bit of that, and it's wonderful. But then that's an illusion. That's not the reality. And of course, when you appear, you are real like this. So it can't take away from who you really are. I think it could just enhance it. That was a funny question.
So we should be thankful on the digital,
Yeah.
time that we have now, because
Yeah.
we can
On the
really,
technology.
yeah,
Yeah.
we can really enhance ourselves without even, using any surgery.
Instant. Yeah, instant.
Do all that and pretend, and then you could go and meet a man and he sees the real you and he's like, oh. So there's negatives and positives about doing this. You also have to be real, don't you? Because somebody's going to see you in the flesh.
And I love your picture behind you. I love that one.
Yeah.
That
very
poster behind you. That
Mhm.
you're so gorgeous and glamorous.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Magazine, and this one as well. And trying to think if they're photoshopped. They probably are. And because for magazines, most of the magazines will edit. But I don't want to look like a doll, and I don't want to look like I'm certain. I'm 54 and I'm happy. I don't want to be younger. Yes, I want the best, to look the best.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I don't want to be edited to look like a 30-year-old, because of course I'm never going to be. That's not who I am, and that's not where I stand. You want to, for me, I'm in my 50s. I
Mhm.
have, and I tell everybody this because I'm not ashamed of it, and I want to be an ambassador for women, for older women. So that's why I tell everybody. People say, oh, you shouldn't tell people your age. I want to tell people my age. I don't have a stigma. I don't have a problem with that at all. I still have my teeth and I still have my hair. But my skin, the elasticity, everything of the body as you get older is about embracing that.
Embracing. Yeah.
Embracing that. I know in my 20s maybe I didn't have lines like this, but I'm happy. And I want to be, I don't want lines like this, because I want to have my expression lines that show my experience in life.
And the real you. Yeah, the real you. Yeah. Anyways, Miss Deborah, I have a question with your books. With all those 7 books, do you have your favorite books from there? And why?
Yeah, it's the Model Diaries.
Wow, the recent one. Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Model. What's the title?
Diaries, Model Diaries.
Model Diaries.
Yeah.
So
So why not?
that's
Yeah,
your
why not
story.
invite our viewers to where we can buy your book? Yeah, and how much?
So Model Diaries UK is available on the international platform of Amazon. So you can go onto Amazon and put in Deborah, which is the old spelling, DEBORAH, Deborah, space J, space Kelly. This comes upside down, doesn't it, when I show you, of course. It was due for release in the bookshops, but because of COVID, they haven't been open. So you can literally buy this. This is available in the Philippines. It's available internationally. And next month, what I'm doing is I'm launching the Kindle version, because that will allow you to, I think you can buy it, you know, or you can download it very cheaply, and you can share it. If you're members, you can share it for free. So I wanted to make it available to everybody who were able to pay and who weren't able to pay, you know, to offer it to everyone of every budget. And I'm also going to launch a calendar off of the back of it as well. But I've been blown away by the success. You know, I can't say it's, for me, this is sounding awful because I should say it's the best book in the world, but it isn't. You know, it's come up with an idea to bring women and men together during COVID, to have fashion shoots, to tell us about their lives, about COVID, about cultural diversity, about racism, about their lives. And there's diaries that share some, you know, important information about how people have struggled during COVID. And I sort of tied that all up with this most lovely book with designers, you know, where I made people look pretty, and every age, every colour, every creed. And that's what women, actually men as well, don't you want to look lovely? You know, we dress you up, and for that short period of time, you feel wonderful. And I think that's really important, because COVID is, you know, so many people have suffered from mental health and they've lost their identity, and they've had no reason to have to leave the house. So, you know, so it was just one of those things. And it became #1 bestseller. And, you know, I'm thrilled. And the publicity that I've received from it has been incredible. When the lockdown finishes, you two, I'm going to invite you both, and you can come and stay here, I've got a spare room, to the UK, and we're going to do a book launch. And it's going to be a big fashion show. And I'll have a bit like my celebrity birthday bash last year. We'll have the same thing. We'll have lots of singers, and it'll be all different cultures. And yeah, so we can do that, but we just don't know when everything's going to happen, you know, when everything's going to go back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are looking forward, yeah, to attend our grand book launching. Yeah. And I'm excited as well to have a copy of that, because, you know, it's very intriguing. What are the model diaries during the lockdown? Yeah. So I think everyone can relate on that. Yeah.
So it's not just about the story of Deborah, it's all about the people involved in the fashion industry, in the event industry, right?
Yeah.
Very little about me. I published it. I did, you know, quite a lot of the makeup in it. I designed the shoots. I got the designers. I organised everything. I got my photographers. But it's about everybody else.
Yeah.
So although I published it, it's got, you know.
So how do you come up with that story, Diaries? Did you talk to the designers? Did you talk to all the models, how they're coping up and how they're, you know, experiencing those situations like in this time?
Well, I think because I've always been working on the stage, you know, for charities. So I'm an ambassador for a lot of minority charities, and I've won, I don't know, it's about 85 awards. So I'm recognised a lot in the industry, and so it was a natural progression for me. I launched the celebrity skincare range. It's my own product range last year, and I did what's called the Celebrity Birthday Bash, and I had a table of film directors, I had a table of charity ambassadors, and, you know, I brought all of that into the kind of mix, because I'm not really that comfortable about being successful without bringing people into that success. I always like to take people with me. I always think it's so much nicer when you can share your success with other people. So what I did, it was a natural progression. I just contacted some of the, they are actors, actresses, entrepreneurs, couple of film people, a mature model, myself, African, Afro-Caribbean, Asian, and I mixed them all up. I said to the designers, you know, how do you feel about that? Do you feel happy about putting Asian designs on all of these different people? So you're going to have like a Russian, you're going to have an African, you're going to have all the,
Asian, yeah.
are you happy about that? And they said yes, because
Mhm.
we feel the same about the statement that you're making. And I said, okay, so let's do a shoot. So, you know, we had an Asian bridal shoot with designers, and we had, you know, Polish lady, a Lithuanian lady, an African, and they were all wearing sari and sarong. And so it was about mixing up cultures and saying, hey, just because I'm here doesn't mean that I can't wear your, from the Philippines, doesn't mean I can't wear your cultural dress. I would like to wear your cultural dress. You
Wow,
see,
thank you.
I would, because I would love to embrace culture and to be part of that as well, because
Yeah,
why wouldn't you? The world is such an awesome place. You know,
yeah.
culture, it's just fantastic. Why wouldn't you want to embrace it and wear it and be part of that?
Be proud, yeah. And
Mm.
also, another question, Miss Deborah, do you have any plans of releasing a book about your beauty secrets? Because you know, uh, yeah, it doesn't age at all. So you know, maybe you can also write a book and um, write your secrets about how to maintain your, you know, your beauty, your skin, yeah, about all
Yeah,
about beauty, yeah. Mm.
thank you. I think if my book was written, it would be about not going to cosmetic surgery, but trying to do things naturally. Because I just think that the whole of the pressure now for society, you know, you can see I can still move, right? Because I don't have some, I still have these lines, yeah, I haven't had them
You can
erased out.
touch your nose.
I think, yeah, it's about trying to celebrate your beauty. Having said all of that, right, I do understand, you know, because I'm a woman of age, I understand that I might want to make the most of my beauty, but I don't want people to be obsessed by it. So I think there's
Yeah.
so many tips. You're right, actually. In 1990, I'm trying to remember now, 1999, I think it was, I did a beauty show, and it was basically secret tips about how to do things. So, you know, there will be tips about what you could do to your skin. The girls in the early days, before we had the Botox and the fillers and all of this business, used to sellotape. All right, Jilly Johnson, this very, very well-known older model, she used to sellotape here, and she used to sellotape her brows so that she couldn't use them in expression. So she would stop using them because she sellotaped. She would just stop using those like this, right?
Oh.
And so things like this, I talked about this before. You can, a lot of the newsreaders used to use sellotape at the back here to sellotape their necks. And, you know, so there's all these tricks to the trade and stuff like that that we can use, don't resort to surgery, which may be healthier, you know, in the long run, because you don't know the longer effects of
Yeah.
happen in years to come if you keep, you know, shoving stuff into you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know, we
loved
learned a
it.
lot. You know, we learned a lot from this episode, and I think
Yeah.
maybe we can have another part two for your beauty secrets. Yeah,
I
I'd
love all
love
those tricks.
to.
yeah.
And
Uh,
facial exercises for both of you as well. You know, these are a big part of what people don't do. They go to the gym and they exercise, right? But they
yeah,
don't
that's
exercise their
important.
face.
Mm-hmm.
They exercise every other part of their body, but not their face. So facial exercises, I know it sounds crazy, but they work. You know,
So it's important. Yeah, facial exercise.
yes, in my beauty school, I have a machine that exercises the face, right, like this. Yeah? It makes a
But make
difference.
sure you have an alcohol while touching your face. I have alcohol, the Victorian alcohol. Yeah,
Used to do this and, you know, just massaging here
yeah,
and all
massaging.
that.
So especially in the morning. Yeah, in the morning. Because when I was young, my mom told me to like massage her nose, but I forgot. But I
But it
forgot.
didn't work. But it didn't work.
I forgot.
Good advice. You see, mum's
Yeah.
advice.
Maybe I
Yeah.
can just. Oh my God, this is really
But
an amazing
Bench keep
episode.
on, pushing his nose, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. So maybe I need surgery.
I think you didn't do it enough. I think you just need to keep doing it because
Yeah, keep
exercise
on doing it. It's okay.
is regular.
So guys, listen, you have to keep doing.
Or if you
Yeah,
can't do anything, just embrace what you
just
have.
embrace what we have. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
That's key, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
your beauty shines through as well. You know, in this industry, you have the most
John,
but I have the personality.
Okay, Miss Deborah, we learned a lot from you in this episode, and we're so thankful and so glad that you graced the show and you um, grant our invitation to join us tonight. So, for your message to our viewers, we just want, if you want to share something to our viewers.
I'm so thrilled to be part of this, and thank you so much. And it's just a message really to leave for everybody, and that is that everyone is unique. There is no other like you. And we need to understand, well, they do sometimes say spiritually, of course, that you have a double somewhere, but I've never met one. But we need to, we need to embrace who we really are. So my message really to everybody is thank you so much. And thank you so much to John, and thank you so much to Bench. It's been amazing. Thank you. And I can't wait to come to the Philippines. And yeah, you're all beautiful. Thank you.
wow, thank you so much, Miss Deborah.
Tonight.